So in this video, I'm going to be playing Doctor Strange, and I'll try to just kind of voice out my thought process as I'm going on in this game, as well as pointing out what I'm doing right and what I'm doing wrong. This was the highest elo game I've ever played, Eternity, so I found myself a little out of my element. I choose to go to high ground, knowing that they have these Storm and Iron Man who are going to be like dealing a lot of damage. So I'm using my shield here to kind of try and protect people up here. Though I think this might have been a mistake. I'm kind of wasting my shield a little bit. Mostly just using it to protect myself and take less damage. Seeing my Storm die, I'm thinking, alright, maybe I gotta drop and hold the car. There's no one to hold there up top with me. Dropping back a little bit, at this point, I'm telling my team, hey, let's go play around this ambulance. Because we're down a player, our Storm, and I'm thinking, oh god, we don't have anything to keep their damage dealers in check, so let's just play for the next point. This is a lot different than just staying in a bad fight, and that's why it's really important to communicate that to your team. I think a support player comms that we can hold up here, and that's what I decided to do. Playing cover here, making sure I'm not taking any extra damage. Seeing that my Storm is back, I'm now pushing up top and trying to help her take this duel by shielding. And I think it actually does help. See, she only takes a little bit of damage, but we don't get any kills up there. I see we get a pick on the Magneto. So I'm deciding to walk up a little bit. Notice I'm getting a little split here between looking up and looking down. I think it might have been a better play to like walk up here and just kind of take space. We might have gotten a kill, an easy kill on the Moon Knight here. If I did that. And that's kind of the call I'm doing, but you can see it's a little late, right? And, oh, I leave my Bucky out in the water. And you can see that's very clearly a mistake here. I think I'm telling my team to walk back, but I see how I look behind me. And what that means is I don't realize that my Bucky's still here trying to get a pick. So I leave him without a shield, he dies, my bad. Alright, so I fly up, trying to think, let's get the Iron Man and Storm or whatever out of there. I find myself kind of just shielding myself, and you can see how the entire enemy team just realizes I'm on high ground and they start pushing really hard below. So I think it could have been better walking back a little bit if I stayed down here. Maybe play around the car here, fight the mag, make sure he doesn't move up, shoot the Moon Knight and stuff like that. Yeah, it's kind of recognizing that I'm the front line and I need to be controlling that area. Alright, Jeff Wilt goes out. Yeah, I don't have any time to react, and I'm just completely fuming in their spawn room as I get burned down to no HP. So at this point, I'm thinking to myself, alright, I'm completely split from my team, but everyone else is alive. It could be a good idea to get there fast. So I'm going to use my portal to get there to the team. Though notice how because I'm dead, our team's crumbling. Our Storm dies, then our Bucky dies, and at this point I've TP'd right into the fight. And what this does is kind of prolongs a really bad fight, and I think this is a bad portal. Look how I've TP'd in, and now it's at 4v6. I'm not even there to protect my team, and yeah, that was just bad. So, let's talk about advanced portal stuff. If I did this again, I probably would have wanted to portal maybe about here, turn the portal around, and kind of block their push, right? You might have seen that portals can kind of act as like Groot walls. Maybe that could have helped here. Also, a very noteworthy thing is that we didn't have to use portal. I could have just walked up and told my team, hey, wait up, guys. My Strange is dead, so just gotta play for the next fight. But, yep, I just kind of completely say no. I don't want to be in that fight, so I'm just gonna walk back. Notice here we're kind of split on what to do. I hear someone says we gotta move up and touch, so I'm like, alright, I'll do that. Here I'm just completely fried. I don't know what the hell I was thinking, but I didn't even realize the Iron Man was here. I was probably talking, looking at tab, seeing the scoreboard like this, and didn't realize. So keep your eyes and ears open, people. You have the shield. Yeah, two mistakes in a row for me right there. Alright. Just clicking tab here. Notice how I've done pretty much no damage and I've died twice. Their Magneto has done about 4 times as much damage as me, and I'm just getting my ult now. So why? Well, the number one thing has probably been the fact that I was like leaving the front line so often. I would just like fly up and not be in the fight at all. So I think that's one of my big mistakes here. Alright, so I think we're waiting for my team to get here. Just kind of playing chill. Using cover. Very questionable rotation for me. I have no shield, so I decided to just fucking leave. I think that was a bad idea, because now they have the hook, and the Paul, and Iron Man. My whole team's just getting fried here. We have great healing, so it turns out okay. And I realized I made a mistake, and I called a push with my team, and that's what I do. See, my thing dies. So in this point, I'm thinking, okay, I have ultimate. This is maybe winnable if I get a good ult here. So that's what I'm looking for. I noticed the Magneto is pretty far up, and I read that as a situation that I could be ulting in. But Bucky comes back, so I turn around. Then I go in. I get pushed. Shield is unavailable, so he can't block that. And yep, easy fight for us. There's a storm above us. I just don't see this for some reason. Oh my god, Armor's a beast. So, Armor is our storm player, by the way. Yeah. So he is good. I am not. Right. So I'm just choosing to play up in the high ground. I'm thinking I don't want them to get high ground since they have flyers and stuff. Though they break the high ground, and I find myself completely out of position. Not here to deal with the mag, so I choose to go back to high ground. I just don't want the Bucky to get here for free. Just thinking here, it would have been better to maybe play the stairs, make sure he doesn't get there, but not be so available that he can make me fall. Oops, clicking the wrong buttons. Okay. Alright, so now I'm back here. I realize that they're all kind of low, and the invis is up in the front, so I'm just trying to kill her. I'm full health, I have full shield, we're kind of at cleanup mode, so I'm shooting and killing. So the call here is kind of just to push up, don't give them any free space. I like holding around here, because why let them have this space? I think I'm choosing to have a little bit better cover. I'm realizing that they're going to storm ult, so I'm just getting with my team and being there. Blocking the Iron Man ult, very good read by me. Seeing the Magneto ult, I completely missed the Magneto ult, because he's invisible. Let's just watch that from his point of view and see how bad of a mistake I made. Alright, so see how I just literally miss him. It's over my head. And I wish. So at that point, what my role really was to counter the max. So I had to be looking up, watching him, shielding the whole time. And yeah, I just messed up there. So I think I'm 1 for 3 in on terms of blocks that save my team. So pretty tough for me here. It's a very important rule that Strange is playing, right? So keeping track of the enemy ults like Iron Man and Magneto, and trying to ult them. Alright, so I'm choosing to use the portal here, kind of burning it really fast. I'm just putting myself into the middle of things and trying to cut off their team. I think this is probably a really bad portal, and you notice when my Bucky just completely dies out in the open. For a better portal, I could have, say, put it here, to like block a line of sight, and just jump through and be with my team. I could have put it over here, so we're a bit safer. I can see what's shooting at us. Yeah, a lot of things I could have done. Our Bucky's death is absolutely on me. So notice I'm making mistakes with portals here, and I'm often making mistakes with my shield and positioning. Alright, so recognizing the Jeff thing, I'm paranoid, so I fly up in the sky. Actually works pretty well. Seeing that we're having an advantage, I'm telling my team to push, push, push. We get that kill, and it's back to push, push, push. Seeing the hook, I think he's gonna get me, so then I pop my shield. Alright, that's the round. Pretty good. Well, it was a good retake. I wouldn't say it was a good round. I made a buttload of mistakes. So you can see here, like, the higher up you get, the more that players will just completely punish you for tiny mistakes, like, you know, not being with your team for a few seconds, you know, not holding your shield whenever you should be. They're gonna get like multiple kills, all that kind of stuff. Plays a big part in why I'm struggling here.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
There. When science fails me.
Help get that vehicle to its destination.
Alright, so here my plan is to kind of split from my team and use a portal to get behind them. I know that they're on high ground. This is a really strong spot. I'm really choosing my portal for a while. I don't know why, but yeah. So I know my team's pushing right, so I want them to look two ways. I don't really have to do anything here as much as I just have to stay alive. Can I drop it early? Just wanted to get to my team and get healing. Notice how I'm looking. Oops. I'm looking behind me for the healing, and that makes me vulnerable. So I almost get hooked, I think. I don't know. I almost die here. What you as a strange, what I could be doing is shielding myself from damage and walking back at the same time. Alright, so I get out in the nick of time. I think it was an okay push. It might have helped if I communicated better with one of my players, like maybe the Bucky or a support, and we could have kind of split. And doing that all alone was not as effective, I think. Alright, so this time I'm just gonna play high ground and kind of make them distract the enemy team. My play isn't so much to get a kill as it's pull attention and resources so that my team can push me. Seeing the Psylocke behind me, I just look if I can help. Notice how they have the high ground here, and it's just making things really difficult for us. I'm choosing to play this cover so I don't get shot by all these people up top. And at this point, I'm thinking, God, I really need to do something to get them off of there. Alright, so Invincible comes out from our team. I jump up high, looking for them, just kind of pushing them off high ground. Alright, dealing damage, noticing being pushed off, and now they've overextended. I'm pushing really aggressively, knowing I can get this kill on the side. Trying to get the Strange, but don't get him, so I just go back to my team, knowing he's going to get healed. Yep, and you can notice now that my little split push actually kind of won us that fight, right? Because I didn't overextend, and I kind of baited them into a duel that worked for me. Alright, so I noticed the Bucky's kind of flanking up top. I jump up there, try to deal with him. I know he's going to die, so I'm going to get the Psy. Yep. kind of split here. I decided to just play with my team. I'm wasting my shield a little bit here. There's nothing to block, and I have full health. Seeing the strange ult, I turn around and block. You don't get everyone. I think I saved my invis, which is good. So well done. See the rest of my team, I start shielding for them. Good stuff. Kind of shoot melee, trying to do as much damage as possible. Knowing we're in an advantage, I start pushing up. I want to, not give them any free real estate. With my invis, she has abilities that can like pull people in, so I'm telling her, "Hey, invis, let's look for a kill on the Bucky." Looks like they start pushing on the point, and I hadn't realized. So at this point, I'm choosing to just keep their Bucky out of the fight. And what I do here is push up and try to get that kill on him. I turn around, realizing most people are on point, including including the Bucky. So then I stun ult. Unfortunately, I did it into the invis ult. Probably would have been better if I saved just a second. And we don't get any kills really. Alright, so I'm a bit out of position. I really just want to get this invis, so I'm just all over here. Realize I'm taking a lot of damage, so I fly up to safety, hold my shield, and wait for healing. Going back in, dealing damage, seeing the people are split, saying, "Storm, let's get the invis, Coming back to my team so the Magneto doesn't walk on my supports. Just dealing damage here. Alright. If you gotta ask me, that is probably like the best segment of the game I've played so far. Mostly it had to do with positioning. I found myself in the front a lot and making a lot of space. Pushing the supports and just being the carry. Alright, so notice how we're really pushed up here. The car is all the way back there. And in these kind of games, we have all this free space. So it's free space for both teams until we go up here and take it. So that's kind of the thinking here. We want to hold them out of place as far up as possible, as reasonable. Just gonna play on the right side here so we have more control and keeping them stuck in this little funnel. If I played over here, they could all walk out, and suddenly it's a lot more even of a fight. I see the Psy on the side, so I'm deciding to just kind of get her out of there. Probably a bad play by me. I burned my fly, one, and Psy's just gonna dash out, right? I wasn't thinking about that, so yeah, not my best play. Probably could have just shot her from there and then stayed here. By dashing up there, see how quickly our position just crumbles. Alright, we have it. I dash up, and we lose it. We just completely lose it. Because now, they don't have to deal with me. Realizing I make a mistake, I'm just getting back to my team and dealing with the strange. Using my shield to keep myself up. We use these Loki totems to stay alive. Our invis ult's pretty late here, and that's gonna mean she loses her ult. The strange comes out with the ult, and it's pretty much GG's at this point. Or just good round. Notice how I'm just completely ignoring the strange, not respecting the fact that he has ult. So not thinking about it. And that means my entire team gets stunned. This fight's over. Alrighty. So again, you can see the big problem I'm having is I'm not holding the strongest position. I'm giving it up sometimes. I get distracted by stuff, I fly away, and that just means the strange gets free space and just destroys my team. Alright, so I'm taking this kind of split angle here. Trying to pull their attention. They counter with the invis, so we'll just watch it from here. Notice how we're kind of like committing to a fight that's not good for us. And we just completely get rolled by the Midnight ult. We also copied as Loki, and it didn't really get us any value. So if we played this one again, I think the best call would have just been to back up. But instead we decided to fight it. We could have waited out the invis and then gone in with our Loki ult
By the shades of
or
the
something.
seraphim, I return.
Alright, so at this point, we're all bunched up as 6, and the plan here is just to teleport. So I'm thinking, alright, let's just not deal with what we just dealt with, let's just rotate. Well, I'm thinking about where to go. I look at the Loki to get a kill on him, but I realize that's a clone. So then I TP it back further, and I find the Loki, and I'm just going to teleport right on top of him. Notice how this teleport, what the hell? This teleport kind of puts us all out in the open. So we don't have any cover, and they're looking at us from like 3 different angles. So from the beginning, this fight's pretty doomed, and it all comes down to my teleport. If I did this again, I probably would have wanted to teleport maybe here, um, here for good cover. Alright, so I'm looking for my strange stun. I just completely do it into their strange, like a dummy, and this gets no value. So notice how, like, let's watch this back. I see their strange, and I say, I'm behind him. This is an easy ult. However, he has a shield, so he's gonna block it 9 times out of 10. And 2, there's no one else around me. So this is a battle. Pretty bad. Alright, so I'm pushing up. I noticed that their invis is kind of like out in the open, and I'm trying to deal damage to her. However, because of the positioning of my teleport, we find ourselves all out in the open and playing multiple different, fighting off the flankers on the other team. Our Loki dies, and this fight just kind of crumbles. Alright, so I get rezzed. As soon as I get rezzed, I see the Magneto ult, and I shield it. Very good job from me, meaning we don't get wiped. This Adam res is insane. So we kind of bring it all back from the dead and start realizing their invis is really far out. Let's get her. We get invis, and then I think we hear that someone's in the back, so turn around. All good. Push up, push up, push up. Great. No free real estate. At this point, we know we just have to win one fight. I'm playing kind of at this corner, making sure that like my healers can kind of see me, but I'm also holding pretty far up so they can't get here. Notice how I'm just taking so much damage by being out in the open and like taking these long shots. So something I think that could have helped is probably playing a little bit more passive, waiting for a support ult or something that I could use to push. And of course, using my shield more often. Alright, so we're in the invis here, and notice that our supports actually die. Let's just check that out one more time. So, yeah, our supports are in the invis, but they die to an Onk plus Moon Knight ult. Very, very unfortunate. What damage? Goodness. Alright, so yeah, at this point we have no supports. Me and Wacky, our Magneto player, are trying to bring it back, get the supports and stuff, but yeah, that's pretty much over. I don't think there's much I could do in that fight. The Midnight thing really messed us up. But you can see I made a ton of mistakes, mostly about positioning. Not using cover whenever I teleported, kind of finding myself away from the fight and like going to angles and stuff whenever I needed to hold it down in the front, meaning the strange can make plays. And you notice in stats, I have 10,000 damage, and their strange has 20,000 damage. I have 40,000 damage blocked, he has 20,000 blocked. So what I find myself doing often is just, going to angles and kind of like holding my shield or whatever. And their Strange is always holding it down main and just kind of shooting and dealing a ton of damage. So definitely uh, could have been better for me. Could have been better. I think this is a really good game to review. I hope this helped you kind of get into the mindset of like a higher ranked player of how you play this kind of game, as well as realizing the kind of mistakes that get punished. Positioning, positioning, positioning. That's it. So, I'll see you later.